Have you ever dreamed of jumping into a wave pool while there was still snow on the ground? This is the Wilderness Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. Today, we're talking about how to book your next winter or spring sun and swim vacation without actually having to leave the country. In this video, I'm taking you to the best spring water park so I can give you all of my value tips and surprise! It's not in Florida. TV commercials have convinced us that to escape the winter blues, you have to book yourself a vacation either in the tropics or in Florida. Not only is that type of travel time-consuming, but it is expensive. But what if I told you that you don't have to spend a ton of money to have that tropical vacation before summer? And you can have a vacation that you actually enjoy too, not just your kids. Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm a professional travel content creator. I've traveled all around the country with my family to give you the best ideas on what to do with your family when you travel. And if you had told me a few years ago that I would come to think of winter and early spring as water park season, I'd have told you were crazy. But since moving to Chicago, the Midwest has changed my mind. I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons for why this fabulous getaway needs to be on your travel list. And this place is so much more than just a water park. It's an arcade, a go-kart track, a ropes course, a mini golf, and a laser tag course, all in one. Wisconsin. Who knew? Now, I'd never heard of the Wisconsin Dells before I worked for a national property developer while I was living in North Carolina, and he owned a shopping mall there. He referred to the Wisconsin Dells as America's water park playground. Those were his exact words. I knew I had to investigate this claim once we moved to Chicago. I quickly discovered that when it comes to water parks in the Dells, there are lots of options. Over 20 to be exact. But not all water parks are created equal. I'm taking you to the Wilderness Resort because this is the biggest indoor water park in town. Wilderness Resort has 3 primary indoor water parks. They are Klondike Cavern, the Wild Water Dome, and the Wild West. My favorite part about Klondike Cavern has to be the lazy river. This directional pool circles the whole park and always has plenty of inner tubes. The center of the park has a massive play structure good for kids of all ages. A massive bucket empties down onto the pool below every few minutes. At the back of the park are several larger full-body slides. The claim jumper can be ridden single or with a partner. The top is open to the park before entering a lighted tube with a splashdown below. I wouldn't call myself a thrill seeker, but even I loved these slides. Klondike Cavern also has one of 2 unique indoor-outdoor hot tubs. These are always packed, but lots of fun in the winter, where you can enjoy sitting in the warm bubbles while also looking at the snow all around. But if you think this is all the Wilderness Resort has to offer, just wait until I show you the next park. This is the Wild West and part of the resort's newest addition. The central part of the park consists of another play structure with slides, water guns, and a dump tank. My personal favorite water slides are in this park. There are the Twisted Trails. These are a pair of interconnected tubes that let you race your friends and family. There are lights, waterfalls, and 2 spots where the tubes are interconnected and they open up onto each other, which is perfect for trash talk, especially when you're in the lead. There are mat riders, body slides, a family raft adventure, and a truly unique slide called the Black Hole. Inside this tube, you'll shoot down a steep slide before being jettisoned into a massive warp tunnel. Your tube circles the lit basin multiple times before you're sucked down another slide into the catch basin below. Jeff and I are in our 40s and we rode this one multiple times. The Wild West also boasts the park's adults-only swim-up bar. This is also where the cabanas are. The vibe here is chill and relaxed. I saw a lot of dads near this area with babies or napping toddlers in strollers while moms got to have some time off, which I totally love and respect. Jeff and I took our drinks to go, however, and hung out with our family in the hot tub. This is another indoor-outdoor pool and tends to be a lot less crowded than the one in Klondike Cavern. The daytime temps when we were there were 0. Seriously. Everyone's hair was freezing outside in a matter of minutes, so Jeffrey and I had a fun little frozen hair photo shoot. But trust me when I say this resort is more than just slides and hot tubs. I've saved the best for last, and that is the Wild Water Dome. This is officially America's largest indoor wave pool and sits beneath a fully transparent ceiling. You can actually stay indoors and sunbathe. This is what sets Wilderness Resort apart. The zero-entry pool mimics the beach and includes beach Adirondacks for those tropical vibes we all need in the cold months. There's a toddler splash center as well as a pair of dueling raft rides. Now, here's where my age kicks in. I did ride these last year. They were completely in the dark, and it scared me to death. I swear I felt upside down at one point. So I chose not to ride them again this year. But if that's your cup of tea, you go for it. The Wild Water Dome is a perfect place to just relax, float, and read a book. That's what I did. All of these fabulous parks are included when you stay on property at the resort. There's no need to purchase extra tickets, which is my first value tip. Beat that, Disney. At the Dells, your room reservation will come with wristbands that give you access to every single water park. When you're traveling with a family of 5, that is phenomenal savings. Now, even the most avid of swimmers can't swim and slide for 8 whole hours a day. You need more. Which brings us to my second reason for visiting the Wilderness Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. It is more than just a water park. Here's where the Wilderness Resort beats all the others in value for your time and money. As I mentioned earlier, you also have access to laser tag, mini golf, go-karts, multiple arcades, and climbing walls. My personal favorite are the go-karts in the arcade. They have lots of classics here, as well as newer games. Jeff and I actually try not to do any of these together. We buddy up with our kids, and it sparks so much good conversation. When you're part of a big family, it can be hard to give each kid one-on-one time. Jeff and I trade off in the arcade, so one of us gets one-on-one time with one of our kids, and the other one is doing zone coverage. We go back and forth, so every kid has an opportunity for alone time, and let me tell you, they crave and covet that time. And it is nice to be wanted by your kids. My boy's favorite activity would have to be laser tag. As a boy mom, I have in fact played laser tag on multiple courses, and this one is my favorite. They've just decorated it so cute. It's got 3 levels, plenty of hidey holes, as well as targets for extra points and bot shooters you have to watch out for. It probably goes without saying, but I am terrible at this. But I still have a lot of fun doing it with my kids. Jeff is great at it. We usually do a free-for-all, and Jeff will team up with our youngest and then just destroy the rest of us. As your kids get into this middle age, it can be a challenge finding things to do with them. And that's what I personally love about this space that Wilderness Resort has created. My kids naturally want to do this stuff, and it's so easy for me to participate and connect with them in something they love. In an age where there are so many messages about parents losing touch with their kids, this is such an easy hangout, and it prompts them to talk to you. These activities are extra, and my value tip here is to purchase a wristband in the Wild West Arcade for unlimited access to all events, and it comes with an arcade card. This is your best value overall, as opposed to paying for everything individually. Every activity is available to adults as well as kids, and as an adult, I'm promising you, these are fun. This isn't pretend adult fun, this is actually fun. I don't want to tell you how many times I did the go-karts. I don't know what it is about them. The mini golf is too darling as well. It has surprisingly good aquariums inside too. I mean, this is clearly someone's passion project. We're talking fresh and salt water. Look at these fish. At a blacklight mini golf of all places. There is also an enormous indoor climbing structure. If you have little ones, be sure to carve out several hours to devote to this thing. Don't worry, there's a full bar right next to it. Or ice cream, if that's what you're into. My own kids spent about an hour here, and I can't let you go without telling you about Take Flight. If you've ever been to Disney World, this is the exact same ride as Soarin'. I personally recommend you do it here. You are buckled into a vertical chairlift and then moved forward into an IMAX theater. There are smells and winds added to the show as you travel all around the world. It's really incredible. You can book tickets ahead of time so you're not waiting in lines. The last time I was at Disney, Soarin' was a 2-hour wait. Seriously, this ride? Exact same. And you won't be waiting in Disney lines here either. By the way, if you're interested in more family travel content that includes value for your dollar, subscribe to the channel. We're going more places than just water parks. But of course, none of these tips matter if you don't know how to get here. So let's talk location. This is my third reason to visit the Wilderness Resort, and that is that it is conveniently located in the heartland. This is also my final value tip. It's true, the best winter or spring water park isn't in Florida, it's in the Wisconsin Dells. And I'll tell you the problem with Florida water parks. They're all outside. You end up walking miles in a single day to experience temps in the 70s and water that's even colder because guess what? Florida has a winter too. Not to mention hard to get to if you don't live in the South. Not so in the Dells. You are indoors in a climate-controlled environment and all of the water is heated. No plane tickets needed. It is probably within day driving distance of your house. And this resort has parking included. Make it a road trip. Trust me, Wisconsin does not mess around with snow on the highways. It's a really lovely drive. It turns out that the Dells have always been known locally for their unique land formations on the Wisconsin River. French traders referred to this area as the Dalles, which is French for slab, in reference to the rocky canyon walls that form the river gorge, which was later anglicized to Dells. Jeff and I walked out here in the snow to grab these shots for you guys and show you how stunning it looks with the river frozen below. Photographer H.H. Bennett made these formations famous when he began photographing local Native Americans in traditional dress standing in various locations around the Dells. His most popular photograph, however, is that of his son jumping between the rock formations. Wilderness Resort honors this history in its main lobby. Rowboat tours began on the river in the late 1800s, showcasing the gorge to visitors who had seen H.H. Bennett's photographs. This type of tourism expanded in 1946 when surplus duck amphibious vehicles left over from World War II began giving tours. Tommy Bartlett's Thrill Show, a lake-based spectacular out of Chicago, decided to set up permanent residency in the Dells in 1952. The first water park opened here in 1970 and made history when it put a roof over its slides to lengthen its season. Today, as I said before, the Dells boasts over 20 water parks. Since then, it's become known as America's water park playground. So now you know. The best spring water park is the Wilderness Resort in Wisconsin Dells. Experience wall-to-wall climate-controlled slides and pools, relax in a swim-up bar or a hot tub, and do more with your kids, all without spending a fortune and using up your vacation time in one go. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Wilderness Resort. If I've convinced you and you're ready to plan your next trip, watch my next video. I do a deep dive into where we stayed in the resort, how I booked it, and what we did each day to maximize our trip. And food! There's so much food on and off property to discuss, sweet and savory alike. If you're wanting to learn more about family trip planning in general, subscribe to the channel. Jeff and I are traveling all year to bring you the best destinations with our value tips so you can plan that next family vacation. So what are you still doing here? Go book that next trip.